think surely your turning of things upside down should be esteemed as a potter's clay. Here, Job 9:24, earth is given to the hands of the wicked. So the power has been given to the wicked. They didn't have their own power because they were made. They're made to be wicked. So as they're made to be wicked, that means they can be made to be destroyed. So that's the wicked is made to be destroyed. So again, with their power of the left hand side, low vibrational, spiritual wickedness that's ran of this world is goes back to this deity, Baphomet, as above, so below, as in earth, as in heaven. You know, turning of things upside down. This is a form of rebellion. And it's given power. It doesn't have power. This thing is not real. It's given power. It's made real. You know, this thing is not running nothing. You know, but this is the thing. This is the deity that's given power to run this world, of turning of things upside down, saying things that are good are evil and evil is good. And again, this was made. The Lord made this. Okay, this is a form. This is witchcraft. You know, here's the goat, and then here's the witches and the warlocks. You know, dancing around. This is just illustration, but saying how this is there's nothing new on the sun. You know, these things been going on. You know, but here in Babylon, this wickedness is perfected. Here's nothing with hidden in plain sight. Prime example is a dollar bill. There's all type of codes and sayings and, you know, curses on this dollar bill, you know, and it's hidden in plain sight. And the power, it can continue on its power because it's not being seen. You know, it can't be killed because, well, that's in their mind. It can't be killed. But that's the power that's run this world. Here's Exxon, you know, and now you know, the Star of David, how I did a video probably a month ago or so. These are not naturally occurring. These are made in spiritual wickedness, worshiping the creation more than the creator. You know, it's called a sigil of Saturn. You know, it goes back to Star of David, star worship. And basically that video I did not too long ago, but just showing, you know, how every facet of this world is ran in spiritual wickedness, from microscopic level to life size, you know, and beyond. You know, it's spiritual wickedness in high places, you know, and I can close out on that. Well, first, furthermore, on, you know, the curses, the power of cursing, and witchcraft and spells and whatnot. You know, here to get an example of that. Here's Sirach 28:18. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. So the power of the tongue has a much greater radius than any weapon of destruction of man. Say, you know, back then with a sword, you know, you have the gun now and the arrow, you have a missile now. You know, the power of the sword is much the power of the tongue has a much greater reach than those things. So when the president goes and speaks in front of you know, the TV or whatever, he has his little speeches, that's being broadcast to millions and millions of people, and it's being broadcast all around the world. At the seat, that wickedness, those spells and curses, you know, how one of the last videos I made, how they talk plausible deniability, maybe so, if, you know, that's all deceit and rebellion is witchcraft, because the Lord never said nothing about that. He hates those things, and the people of this world follow, including our own people, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. And you know, they think just racism is the worst thing on the planet. Everybody hates, so their solution is love, love, love. But they don't understand how deep this wickedness is sowed in this world, and it's grown to a beast. How in Revelations we're in this time, because everybody besides the elect worships this beast. Okay, which was from beginning of Genesis, from turned into a serpent, into a beast. Okay, but here Yeah, okay, I'm gonna finish off here in Ephesians 6 and 12. I'll start at 11. Okay, put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Okay, so how do you do that? You how it says in 2 Corinthians 2:11, at least Satan taking advantage of us because we're not we're not ignorant to his devices. Okay, we know what the things he does, you know, in secrecy and deceit, and you know that's why he can't take advantage of us, because he's being revealed. You know how it says making Esau bare and revealing all his secret places. All his secret places are being revealed. That's why you see the world today is crumbling. You hear about the pedo priest, you know, just all this that's hidden wickedness that's being brought up, and it's like constantly being brought up. Why? Because this world is losing its power. Because why? There's birth pains of YAHAWASHI returning. You know, because there's going to be a rough shift in power. It's going to be turned right side up, and the world today is not ran in spiritual righteousness. It's ran in spiritual wickedness. Okay. And here I finished off here at 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. Principalities right here. This is a principality. These witches, and there's all type of, you know, deities and things of made of man's hands that are given power, but they all go back to just wickedness. And for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers. You know, here in Babylon, you know, the military is power. You know, in Iran, powers is I mean, it could be a broad amount of things, but here the power of wickedness against rulers of the darkness. Rulers of the darkness. This is a ruler of the darkness. You know, all the elite bankers. You know, all their secret societies. No, they run this world in darkness because they hide in secrecy. Okay, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay, from every facet, like I was saying, from microscopic level, you know, from these man-made diseases in the CDC, these vaccines, you know, that's microscopic. You know, those are devices made against the children of Israel, putting fluoride in the waters. That basically makes you retarded, you know. But where is that all found? That's in Detroit and Flint, you know, all these places that are populated by Jacob. And then to our food we eat, the music we listen to, the air we breathe, and you know, like I was saying, you know, the wickedness is much deeper rooted than the average people understand, you know. But again, they have a spell on them, and they're all preserved for judgment because they're blinded. But Lord's will, I'm part of the elect, and that I'm not part of that, and I continue on in this faith. But that's what we're up against, you know, that the spiritual wickedness in high places, you know. The average everyday heathen that are walking around the street or driving their cars to work in traffic, you know, they're just a small spectacle of, you know, the wickedness that's going on in this world. They're just partakers. They're not in the high places as the bankers and all the other people that run this world in secret. Okay, and that just shows you Esau doesn't even care about his own people. You know, Esau is just made to destroy. You know, and you know, when he's about to fill his belly, you know, he's going to be disappointed. You know, when this whole new world order thing, you know, in his eyes is almost complete. You know, in his eyes